Morning, folks. We're out here again. I just want to recap. Carrie and I like to recap before we get started. That way, if anybody is just tuning in, this is the first video that you saw. We're conditioning Jules to a collar here. We started out with a command that she already knows. Jules, here. Yes, very good. Very good. Let me step on your leash so you can't go too far. There you go. Yes, very nice. We're conditioning her to the collar. We started that out by teaching her with treats and whatnot. In the beginning, we taught her with all the commands, and so now that she knows all the commands, we're conditioning her to the collar. The past 3 days, we've been using just recall. Saying her name, using the word here, bridging with our bridge word yes, and then giving her a treat when she responds. And if you saw when I said that bridge word, her head turns to me. She knows what that means. And so every time I call her, we're activating the collar. And so what we're doing is, again, we're connecting collar, bridge, treat, command, all of that together in one. Today we're going to add a little twist to it for her, and we're going to start working on leash walking with her. It's very similar to what we're doing with the recall command. I'll probably shorten up the leash. I am not quite as adept at this as Carrie is, and so the extra lead it'll just be a nuisance for me, and I think just a much larger distraction for Jules. And so I'll want to set both of us up for success, and so I'll probably switch to a shorter lead when we go to work her on that. But we're going to start out today with the same thing that we've been doing. We're just going to take a little casual walk. We're going to exercise that recall, and then we'll return back here to do some leash work. And so with that, we'll just go ahead and get started.
Well, go ahead.
You'll notice that I'm not holding the lead today. I'm just going to let her have freedom. And so Carrie is probably going to pan on and off of me and her as she needs to. So
But he's still, every time he's calling her, he's activating the collar. But now we're going to let her have more freedom, and so it might take a little longer to get her to come back. We might have to grab the leash and guide her in. This is just the next step in this process. So in this e-collar conditioning for the recall command.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of going backwards and forwards and all of that kind of stuff, and until we get her to where she's look at her, she's already gone.
Yeah, and typically there's not two people out here. It would just be him walking, and she gets distracted or goes off and sniffs something, and then you call her. But with me out here, she's kind of like looking at me, looking at him, like, what am I supposed to do here?
So we may not get as many recall commands in immediately. So just be patient. Jules, here. Yes, that girl. There we go.
So you push the button, set her name.
Very nice.
Good job.
Girl. Good girl. That's a good girl.
So you can let her get away and sniff and check things out, and then you call her. And the leash is there to grab if you need to guide her back.
Jules, here. Yes.
As soon as she turns, he releases the button.
Good.
So he pushes it, says Jules here, and releases it as soon as she turns, just like we've been doing this whole time.
You'll also notice that through this process, just as a natural byproduct of it, you see how she keeps looking back? She's always checking in with me to
Right.
find out whether or not I'm going to call her or if I need something. Jules, here. Yes! Very good! Oops! Oops! I slipped! Very nice. Good girl. Just as a natural byproduct, she just starts to learn to stay close. Which is a good thing, right? Because now she's got freedom. She can move around. She's free to sort of do what she wants because I have her attention. So
She's going potty, so I'm trying to
going
keep
potty,
the...
so we're keeping it. There we go. That a girl. Nice. And so she has a lot more freedom this way
Oh,
than
goodness.
what she had before, and so
Maybe
she's
we'll
out
go-
here. It's a
maybe
little bit
we'll
more
walk side by side.
distraction.
We're going to walk back towards the house
A
now.
little bit more distraction. shifting direction with me when I walk. So instead of her kind of leading where we're going, because we've sort of gone through this process both in the foundation exercises as well as with the collar, she's began to start to understand. Jules, here. Yes, that's good girl, good girl.
But even with her zoomies, she stopped and came right to him. That was so cute.
Very good.
Let's go this.
That's worth 2 treats. That's worth 2 treats.
Go this way a little bit. If we stand side by side, then we can have her on front.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
Kind of like what it would normally look like.
Jules,
No,
here.
I'm gonna pass 'em
Yes,
back and I can't
very
see.
nice. Very good. Very good.
You gotta stay a little bit back there, so.
Okay.
Which is on that side of you anyway, because otherwise you're blocking.
Jules, here.
I couldn't get her again.
Good. Very nice. There's lots of distractions and smells, and you can see
Trying to make everybody dizzy.
she's very happy, and then as soon as I start moving a different direction, she's paying close enough attention to me that when that's happening, I'm not activating the collar. I just change directions, and she's paying attention
Yeah,
to
the only
where
time
I'm
we're
at.
activating the collar is when we're saying her name. Yeah.
So she's actually paying attention to where I'm at, which is really what we want. We want her to be aware of where she's at.
She's a happy little puppy.
Yes, she is. Jules, here. Yes, very good. Very good. So we're gonna kind of work our way up. We want to keep these sessions short.
Oh, watch it.
Jules, here. Yes, that is very good. Whoa, my goodness. That was like a halfback turn. That was good.
So again, we're still on level 5. We didn't show that, did we?
No, we
Which is
didn't,
the
but
same
we
level
can
we've been
again.
on
It's
the
the
whole
same level.
time.
We haven't changed
There it is.
anything. We're still using the same level.
So she's feeling it.
And she responds obviously really well to it. I mean, you saw that last one. You know, she was like a running back going for the touchdown there. She just stopped,
She's everywhere.
planted her foot, and turned. Oh, down in the woods. Jules, here. Yes. Good.
Wow, really good.
Very nice. Look at that. There's your treat. Very good.
Good girl. I'm gonna bite the camera.
And again, this is really what, 3-month-old puppy?
Well, almost 4, yeah.
Maybe 4, you know, going on 4 months old. So she's not really old at all. And she's came a long way. Good girl. Good girl. So when we get up here, I'll switch leashes with her, because this will look very awkward. Come on, Jules.
We're going to practice
Jules,
a bit of the
here.
leash walking, which is
Yes.
very similar to what we're doing.
Very good.
She's already learned that when she feels the collar, she should come toward us, so it's pretty easy typically to transfer that to leash walking. And again, she's had a lot of leash walking before this without the e-collar, so she understands
There we
leash pressure somewhat already. Now we have to just couple that with the collar, or lay over the collar on top of that foundation, I guess is the right word. And it's, you know, it's gonna look a little messy.
It'll look a little messy, yes, and we're not expecting perfection here. It's a process, just like the other commands. Really, all we're trying to do is now we're keeping her closer, and she's shifting, moving. She'll start learning to watch my legs and my knees when I move, so she'll know where I'm going.
Right.
So rather than just being aware of direction in general, now she's going to be aware of where I'm moving to up close and personal. So, and really we just start out. I'm going to start backing up. Here, heel. Good. Good. And I'm just going to start walking. And the idea is that I activate the collar good when I want her to come with me.
Yeah, try to
Heel.
stay back a little.
Heel.
So it goes
Good.
backwards.
Heel. Good.
As soon as she starts to follow, he releases the collar. So she learns that when she feels that leash pressure, just like with the long leash dragging and learning to come, it releases as soon as she turns to follow. Whether he's going right, left, forward, backwards, you know, turning into her. And again, she's distracted. She's
And I'm
thinking stuff.
exaggerating my turns a little bit so that she gets used to kind of my leg might swing out a little bit. Good. You'll see that I'm changing my speed.
So push. It's hard for us to know when you're activating the
Okay.
collar.
So I'm activating whenever I make my turn and she's not following. Like right now, collar's activated, not.
Release.
I'm releasing it as soon as she starts to come my
So
direction.
come towards me again so they can kind of see, and maybe either go right or left or backwards. Not, you're too close.
I'm gonna go backwards. Activate. She's coming. Released.
Can I go that way? Maybe do like a right turn because it's hard to see when you're going left. So activate, like a real sharp right turn, like go away from her. That's left turn. Now she's not up next to you yet. And there you go. Now right turn. There you go. There. Now you can activate and release. So she learns when he turns, if she's still going straight and he pushes a button, as soon as she turns to follow, that it will release. And so this is just going to take a lot of practice, but it's kind of what it looks like. So
There we go. Good girl.
and then real slow, kind of go slow. Very good.
So she's already starting to get the idea. Good. And I'm helping her out a little bit. You can see I got a treat out too.
You can give her if you want. Give her a treat.
So I'm trying to give her a little bit of encouragement too to stay close. Come on. Good. Very good.
And now he's not using the collar at all, right? Or are you using it?
I'm not using it at all.
It's like it's in your pocket.
Yep. I'm not using it at all. She's not leaving position, so
Now turn right towards me again. Her collar. Collar, release. Collar, release. So as soon as that's the tension on the leash, as soon as she follows and the tension on the leash is not there anymore, you would release the collar. When there is tension on the leash, like if she's going the wrong way, when you back up or turn, then you would put the collar would activate, right? So it's her learning that when she's not following and the leash is taut, the collar activates. And when she is following and the leash is loose, it deactivates. If that makes sense. It's hard to see. It's not really a word that you say necessarily, because it's just teaching her to follow when the leash is on and you're holding it like this. That's good. Very good. And then lots of talking and encouraging, you know, when she's doing it right. Good. Good girl. Good. Very good. And this takes a lot of practice. You know, just as the recall took a lot of practice. That was our 4th session with her today, with the recall.
yeah,
Right?
this is the
And so
it
it's
was
our
the 4th
first
session with,
healing session with it. So it's going to take a while, but you can pretty much go right into this command.
No.
In, you know, your 3rd
No.
or 4th session, if you're doing, you know, everything's going well with the recall, because it's very similar, really. It's, you know, teaching her when she feels leash pressure to come towards you, whether, you know, you're walking with a short leash in your hand or she gets the whole 20 feet, right, or 30 feet or whatever it is. It's just teaching her to follow and be with you. Good. That's
and this
good.
is more of a structured walking
Right.
style.
Right.
And so she should ultimately will end up right on my left side. But we're not to that point yet. Again, you can see this is really, it's very clunky because this is not something she really knows well. I mean, she's walked on a leash and understands leash pressure, but
She
she's
goes where
never
she
been
wants.
right.
Yeah.
She's not been taught that, okay, when we're doing this, when the leash is on and I'm walking you with the leash, this is
No.
where you need to be. So, but you can see she's still really attentive.
And it's really short. Like, I think we should probably quit here pretty soon, or if not now,
I
because you
think
want
we're
to keep
done.
it fun and keep her motivated
Right.
at this point in the game. But you know, this would be a typical fourth session. You know, so we do 3 to 5 sessions a day typically. So she. All right.
That's our
Anything else?
first healing session.
All right.
Thanks.